Officials in Indian-administered Kashmir have reversed an education department ban on employees wearing traditional dress. Following an outcry on social media, all officials visiting the office are advised to visit in proper dress code during any official visit. It is recommended that no official will visit this office wearing farang, traditional trousers and slipper plastic shoes. At 11 December circular said. In response, Kashmiri social media users protested by sharing images of themselves wearing the farang, a traditional long coat, a cloak worn by both men and women. The ban was later scrapped, though a separate local government proscription on wearing the farang remains in place in the Civil Secretariat at Srinagar city. The outcry comes as Indian-administered Kashmir remains under direct rule from Delhi after the collapse of the coalition government led by former Chief Minister Mahbooba Mufti in June. Many of those opposed decried what they saw as an attack on their cultural heritage. Omar Abdullah, a former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, described the ban as regressive. I fail to understand why farangs should be banned. This is a regressive order that makes no sense at all. Farangs are a very practical way of keeping warm during the cold winter. Aside from being part of our identity, this order should be withdrawn. https://coclnv5b9smv. End of Twitter post by @Omar Abdullah. Some of those sharing images told of the significance of the farang to them. My latest pound kit farang, I have half a dozen. My oldest one is about 20 years old, and made of tweed. I virtually live in them in the winters. Farang love pound kit farang makes no sense. Pic. Twitter. Community. End of Twitter post by @Kaveri. Others described the ban as a cultural onslaught, and pointed to the practical benefits of the long cloak in cold weather. What exactly is this cultural onslaught in Pound Kashmir? Farang something which is associated with an identity, and is a winter attire. Why add all this ban in the peak of this season? Revocafarang Pound Kifran Pic. Twitter. @SATLABOVJCP. End of Twitter post by @IFRANHMUFTI. Hands off my pound kit farang. A time when choosing the most sensible piece of clothing to brave the cold becomes an act of protest. Protest wear pound kit Kashmir pic. Twitter. IPQXBDVJWX. End of Twitter post by @Sinjanim. Inevitably, at least one social media user looked to cats to make their point. Watch by Lager. Malan. Deal fire on watch it get TUIH. Impressed you Gasim Mashalan. Sapnala Wainin. Well, True Hunte Karen. Faril of Pound Key Faril of Kajab I pic. Twitter. Com7-8-9. End of Twitter post by @Sonizera. Abdul Rashid. The zonal application officer who ordered the ban confirmed to the Indian Express it had been overturned. People used to walk into offices wearing farangs, and I had asked for that to be banned, he said. The chief education officer called me and asked me to revoke the order, so I have. This is not the first time the farang has been proscribed. In 2014, the Indian Army told journalists not to wear the farang while visiting a corps headquarters in Srinagar. Later, the Army retracted the order, saying the guideline had been inadvertent. By BBC and Social News and Protector. BBC monitoring. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence of the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018.
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. The months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 1-to-0-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. Two Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with cords to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imleo in the High Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Tepco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths, the Interior Ministry statement said. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28, it said in a statement. These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants. Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year, compared with 35 recorded in 2017. The United States has a huge military base in neighboring Djibouti, from where it launches attacks on the militants. Mr. Trump gave the United States military greater authority in March 2017 to attack militants in Somalia. Traditionally, United States presidents have been wary of intervening in Somalia since 18 Special Forces soldiers died fighting militias in the capital Mogadishu in 1993, a battle dramatized in the film Black Hawk Down. No civilians were killed in the latest airstrikes, which were carried out in coordination with the Somali government, the United States military said. Alongside our Somali and international partners, we are committed to preventing Al-Shabaab from taking advantage of safe havens from which they can build capacity and attack the people of Somalia, the United States Africa Command said. Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, has not yet commented on the latest strikes. Somalia-based security think tank the Higher Institute said in a report published in November that Al-Shabaab had been forced to change tactics following the upsurge in airstrikes. The institute said the group was now conducting fewer mass attacks on military bases, but attacks on government offices and businesses which refused to pay its taxes had increased markedly. The United States State Department, in its most recent report on terrorism, described Somalia as a terrorist safe haven, and said Al-Shabaab remained a threat. Despite suffering setbacks, the group retained control over large parts of the country, and the ability to carry out high-profile attacks using suicide bombers, explosive devices, mortars, and small arms. The report added, a poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot.